what goes through your head right before a championship match starts?
Can you say that to your grandma?
No. The trainings in Brazil make me fierce, and the training right here make me smarter.
Hey everyone, on today's episode, we're chatting with Thamara Ferreira Silva about developing a championship mindset. Thamara is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Cicero Costa, has won several major titles at black belt, including Pans, Euros, and American Nationals, and is a regular contender at the World Championship level. She is an incredible human being, and her experience in competition is certainly something we can all learn from. So if you want to level up your game, keep listening because this episode is for you. Before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Victory Submission Strength, the strength and conditioning gym for grapplers in San Jose, California. If you're a jiu-jitsu athlete and you want to get stronger, faster, and more mobile so you can bulletproof your body, win more matches, or just spend more time on the mats, go to victorysubmissionstrength.com and sign up for a free strategy session with a coach to see how. Welcome back to another episode of Thanks for the Roll, where we help jiu-jitsu athletes unleash their full potential on the mats. We're your hosts, Matt and Josh. Join us each week for actionable advice, expert insights, and the inside scoop on exactly what it takes to level up your game. Thamara, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you, Josh, and you, Matt. So I'm so excited for it.
We're very happy that you're here. We say regularly that you're one of the coolest people we know at the gym. So It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Let's get right into it. You know, the topic of today's show is developing a championship mindset. You obviously have spent a lot of time in championship matches. So I'm curious to know, what goes through your head right before a championship match starts?
It's so hard to explain, but I think I try focusing my mind, Actually, it's during the training. I think everything I do before the match, the tournament, it's so important for me. So if I'm not injured, it's so important. If I give more than 100%, so it's so important for me. The people around me, so everything I did before the match will be with me right there, So I think about my trainings, everything I gave, how I was feeling, I was feeling so fast at the training, so I'm fast, I'm feeling so strong, I'm strong, I improved my passing guard, so I'm good passing. So I think everything before, it's not something like, I think about it before my match. It's like a move,
movie. A movie in your head. Yeah. Okay.
Head,
So you look back on all of the work that you had put in leading up to that one moment.
Yeah.
And think about all of that.
Yeah.
To reassure yourself.
Yeah.
That you're where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you're going to perform really well.
Yeah.
Do you feel, so it's almost like your confidence for the match comes from the preparation, is that right?
Yes, for sure.
Do you ever feel like the opposite happens where you show up to a match, and do you ever feel like, do you ever get caught thinking that you didn't prepare enough?
I felt that, I think maybe for last year, I was feeling like that because I was not training at Caio, so I was training in Santa Cruz, and it was not competition class. So I was losing most of the time, but I was not complaining, I'm not training like I should. So I was feeling like I'm not ready. I was looking for competition training, but I saw Caio Academy. I knew it about Caio, but kind of I was needing work and make money before, so that's why I was not training here. But I was feeling not too ready for the tournaments. I was feeling like, not good. But now it's completely different, I'm training hard. I have Caio, I have competition class, so everything changed. My mind changed. I turned the key,
I'm curious to know, because you were at Cicero Costa's in Brazil, and then in Santa Cruz, and now here in San Jose. What the training was like from one school to the next.
Well, in Brazil is like you know it's porrada, porrada every time. It's a sort, yeah.
What does porrada mean in English?
Porrada is like it's hard to explain. It's like I don't know too much in words in English for porrada. It's not a scramble. It's not. I think it's hard roll. You know, maybe.
Is it a bad word? It's not a bad word, is it? Yeah. Can you say that to your grandma?
No. No. Maybe you're telling about like your training, but she will not understand.
Okay. Okay, sorry. Continue though. You where did we leave off when I interrupted?
About Brazil, right? The training in Brazil. So it's different. Like I remember at Cicero Costa, sometimes it's just step in, then we turn on the timer, like go. You know, no drilling, nothing. Just go. We start. And I didn't use drill or study too much in Brazil, so the training was only porrada, fight.
Just live.
Yes,
live training.
Yeah. So when I got here, was everything different for me. So like I asked, I have to study jiu-jitsu. Like, should I study jiu-jitsu? Like, how is it? You know, I never try study jiu-jitsu, so I'm starting study right now. It's crazy because Jess, sometimes we are rolling like, Thamara, how you do it? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And sometimes I can explain because maybe it's something I just do because you react somehow, or I don't know the mechanic yet. You know,
it's I think that's one of the levels of mastery of anything.
Yeah,
is you get to a point where you don't know why you do it.
Yeah,
it's like when we speak English or when you speak Portuguese.
Yeah,
you might not, you know how to say things, but you might not know why you do it.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, kind of. Yes.
Yeah. And as a blue belt, I don't know why I do anything. We're on the same level, right? That's the same thing. No, okay.
But yeah, I think the trainings in Brazil was more, I think, prepare me to fight. You know, in Brazil is like that. Like any gym you go is fight. Right here we have to drill first. You know, do it specifically if we need. So I think there's gym right there that drill and study, but at Cicero Costa they don't study like too much. You know,
right.
But at my time,
right.
You know, like, I don't know, 5 years ago, it's just like, go fight.
I mean, it seems like those are both really important aspects to developing a championship mindset, and that you need to know how and when to fight, right?
Yes.
When to, you know, not necessarily abandon technique, but when to push through something, a difficult situation. Which it sounds like that's what you learned there.
Yeah.
And then as you transition here to the United States, it becomes a little bit more about studying and about learning the why behind what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
So that you can make those decisions when the time comes, right?
Yeah. I think I can say the trainings in Brazil make me fierce, and the training right here make me smarter. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's I just want to take a moment to take that in, because that was
I was gonna say, when you say the word fierce, I was watching you at Nogi Worlds, and when was this? That was last month, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And and you're one of the nicest people that I've ever met, and I turned over to watch you in your match. You were like, you went up to the score table and you shook their hands and you were so nice. And then your face went stone cold, like very serious. And you started pacing on the side of the mat, like you were ready to attack somebody, right? And can you explain, because before your matches, you do this cool thing sometimes where
painting, right?
Can you explain what that is?
It's like, I'm indigenous native descendant. So it's something to represent I'm ready to fight, like indigenous people, like they paint the face, body to start some ritual, some dance, some, or I think not fight, but like for me, it's before my fights, like I'm ready. I did everything. I'm here. I'm right now. So let's go.
And that sort of gets you in the zone right before you step onto the mat.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, and it's crazy because it's like that. I can be in a mood before I step in, but after I step in, something like, hey, let's go. Like, doesn't matter if like the like fire comes like from the sky. Like you have to fight. Doesn't matter. You have to go. You know.
It reminds me of the haka from like the All Blacks rugby team. I don't know if you've ever seen rugby, but
yeah. Oh, but it's so like
that ritual before gives me chills, and it's so your ritual before a match reminds me of that. That's what I think of when I see that.
Yeah, there's something so like I don't know what the word is. Primal about it. Yeah. It's the same thing. I saw that video you posted where you went like that. I was like, that's scary.
You know what? I start doing maybe the last year. Yeah, the last year was I'm not sure if it was in Penems or Words. I was like, and I was not prepared something. I was like, hey, I think today I'm going to start doing something like bum, and go. I'm like, okay, let's try. And then I get it,
I love it.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I think developing a ritual for any athlete, regardless of the sport, I think is really, really important because that ritual is something that you can control, that can put you in the right mindset to go do the thing.
Yes.
Right. So like when I played hockey competitively, I put on all my equipment in the exact same order every single time. I had certain songs that I listened to. I had certain ways to tape my stick or whatever that was.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, same thing. I show up at a certain time. I go to find a thing at a certain time. I warm up the same way. I think the same things, and I think developing that routine is super, super important.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I have a ritual, but
you've gotta. Maybe, I would imagine you do.
Yeah.
Like, maybe not consciously.
Right.
Like, as you were saying this, I realized that I didn't even realize it, but I have a ritual. Like as you were explaining what you do, because then I realized I do some of the same things. And like when I go up to the mat, I've never said this to anybody out loud, but I have there's 4 things in my head that I say before I step onto the mat. And it's always the same 4 things. And I didn't realize it till just now. But
well, maybe I didn't realize.
Yeah. How do you feel your mindset has evolved over the course of your career? So when did you start competing and when did you start developing this mindset? I mean, I know you said at Cicero's, that's where you really learned how to fight.
Yeah.
But talk to us about how your mindset has changed over the course of your career.
Yeah. Well, I started competing since my blue belt. I was doing college. So I left my college I was trying to get the law course.
Just
how many years ago was that?
Yeah,
was maybe 2013.
So college is which grades in,
I think that's high
Brazil? It's high school, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade ish.
No, it was like the college,
like university.
University.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know in some countries college means like high school.
Yeah.
That's why I asked.
I learned yesterday for college.
Oh, nice.
I was saying university and just taught me, no, you can say college instead.
Okay.
So,
all right. So college in the American sense is when you started, when you got your blue belt and you started competing.
Yeah. Okay. So I was doing the college and then I did like 4 years, but I was competing as well. Mm-hmm. And I realized the college was make me tired for training, for the jiu-jitsu training. And I always be like athletic. I did gymnastics before. I played soccer before. So I always always was connected with some sport, And when I met jiu-jitsu, was at that college. And then the blue belt, I started competing more often. And then I went to Barbosa. And then everything started, I think gymnastic helped me so much in my mindset, I think.
In what way?
I think for trainings, I think for pain, for tiredness, gymnastic is crazy.
Did you do?
That's why I left. I quit.
Did you do competitions in gymnastics?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was training with the national team, but it was not representing the national team.
Okay.
I was so young. My mom and my dad used leave me on Monday. I spent the whole week without them. And then just training and study. It was like maybe 8 years, 9 years. Okay. And then on Saturday, my mom and my dad picked me up. And then I spent my weekend with them.
Wow.
And then come back again Monday, train.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it because did you or your parents have dreams of you becoming like a professional competitive gymnast? Is that, or why was that the case?
I think I remember was not like from me, I think my mom and my dad just put me in the gymnastic, and then
Gotcha.
And then I like it. I always was so happy doing gymnastics. So
I see you still doing handstands and things like that. So it's
I love it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What are
I think I didn't answer the question, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, you talked about
the mindset.
Yeah,
right?
well, you talked about gymnastics kind of helping you prepare for, I guess, the pain that comes along with athletics, maybe.
Yes.
But can you go further about just your mindset evolving over your career? Like when you first started at blue belt, were you nervous for your first match?
For sure.
Yeah.
I still like. Right now, if I have some tournament, I would be like almost throwing up. Like I
Really?
get so nervous. And people say me, you don't look nervous, but I am. I'm just pretending. I'm just pretending. I'm a nice actress, because I have to. I know, like I'm feeling my body inside. Like I want to throw up. I'm nervous, like butterfly in my stomach. But if I show them I'm nervous, like, come on. I can get when my opponent is nervous, is afraid, I'm like, okay, get you, you know. So that's why I try just work inside, And like I said, gymnastic helped me so much for my body and body conscious. But like my mindset, I think was developing with the trainings in Brazil, like with I had hard times in Brazil, like training. I came from São Paulo. Itaquaquecetuba is a small city, almost a favela.
We were trying to get Josh to pronounce that before you showed up.
For sure.
He did it.
And
that's the longest city name I've ever seen.
Yeah. We can say Itaquá, like shorter way.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're going to say the longest one.
Itaquaquecetuba?
Yeah. Yeah, you get it.
Good job, man. Good job.
And after that, I live in some favelas in Brazil.
For people listening, what's a favela?
Favela is like it's hard to explain in English. It's like a community, small community, and we don't have too much access for most of things, most of things we need, to survive and like human. So, but I live in two like big favelas in Brazil, Baixada do Glicério and Heliópolis, to train. So I had hard times right there, but it was like everything I need to be strong right now, and also help me in my mindset, always like, I think be uncomfortable for me helped me in my mindset.
Okay.
Every time I look for something uncomfortable, like right now, I want to do the 6 a.m. class because I want to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
and like the cold. Okay, it's cold. It's so hard to train. It's normal. Like we get lazy. We want to be on bed. We want like great food, but sometimes no. I want to make tea. Yesterday was raining. Was cold and just let's drill. Like today, I'm not feeling like good. I didn't train this morning, so let's train. And okay, let's go. And I make some tea. I put my gi. So it's cold. Okay, let's go.
Does it make you feel better when you seek discomfort? Do you feel better afterwards?
Yes. It's hard to explain, but like be uncomfortable for me, it's something I need to be stronger.
It's almost like it gives you power.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
I think there's definitely some value in seeking, being uncomfortable. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable is a skill in and of itself. Which is why we compete, right? Is there's an uncomfortable sensation that's that accompanies that often, and being comfortable with that is a skill, and it's something that it sounds like you've developed over a long career at this point.
Nice. Happy.
Very cool.
Have you always done that? Have you always at what point in your life did you start looking for discomfort?
I think since my blue belt, my professor, I remember Barbosa and the people around me, they were telling, you don't need cut to lightweight. I used to fight lightweight. So I was maybe 67 kilos, and for lightweight, 64 with gi. So one day before the tournament was me with the
suit, the sauna suit.
No, like with the trash.
Yeah, trash bags. Yeah,
Yes.
A sauna suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the trash bag and then my gi on the
treadmill.
treadmill.
Yeah. Treadmill. Got it. Okay.
And like the people like, what are you doing? Like you're gonna fight tomorrow? Like no, I need cut weight. And like, but why you just go? Like you move up to middleweight. I'm like, no, I want to be lightweight. And then realize I could be stronger, I get more muscles, so I have to move anyways to middleweight.
Right.
I was 16, 17 years old, so young, not like this.
Is there any other ways before you go compete? Is there any other ways that you try to make yourself uncomfortable?
Maybe during the training, when you finish some session, some comp class, and then you feel like, oh, I'm so tired, but I can do one more. Like it's almost maybe you have 5% or less than 5% of the energy, so you can still use this 5, and yeah. I'm used like in the end of my training. Sometimes I'm so tired. I want to take shower. I'm dead, but no, one more,
I think that is really common amongst really high achievers, or especially in the athletic world, the ability to push past any mental limit that your brain kind of puts on your performance. There's a really good book called Endure, and it's just about I think the subtitle is The Curiously Elastic Limits of Human Performance. And they talk about people climbing Mount Everest with no oxygen, free diving in the ocean, hundreds of feet down for minutes at a time. People who run ultra marathons, hundreds of miles straight without ever stopping. Yeah. And there is, the common thread amongst them is that they've found a way to push past the limit that their brain has put on their perceived performance. I guess one example of that would be like there was a time when nobody had run a mile in 4 minutes. And everybody thought that's impossible. There's no way. It's not ever going to happen. People can't run that fast. And then one person ran it. He found the way past that limit, and then everybody ran it. And now it's really common to run a mile in under 4 minutes. And so it sounds like you've tapped into that, and that's something that I think is really important for people who want to compete at a really high level to understand.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't realize, because with Jess at Victory, she's I'm gonna say, like, watching me do my training, my workout, and Tamara, no, like, don't push too much, like, don't. But I'm used to, you know. And she said, sometimes I have to pull you like back, you know, and not for bad, and I understand, because sometimes I just want go, and I need someone to like, hey, calm down. Like,
there's a time and a place.
Yes.
There's a time and a place.
Because, like, if I just go, like, first, I don't know anything. So I'm there just, you know, to someone guide me. So if I just go, like, I can get injury, I can get, and will be worse, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever pushed yourself too hard to the point where maybe you hurt yourself, or are you good at finding that limit? Do you feel like you've ever passed your limit?
Maybe, I'm not sure if like throw up after training counts, but I think no, right? Yeah,
it sounds like you don't have limits. It sounds.
I don't know. Maybe, a lot of times, like, I throw up in Brazil. Like, I used to throw up like many times.
You mean just
like,
from training so hard that you?
Maybe also because it's hotter right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I don't know if it counts or not. It's really, really hot right there. So sometimes we are training at noon and it's like so hot. But if we have to train, and like we roll, like, oh my God, my body's not here.
Yeah.
So, and I think actually no. I think I didn't push my body so hard then.
Well, it sounds like if you're training until you throw up, that might be a sign.
Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah,
I mean,
not to Thamara,
right? You're not getting. You're obviously not like injured, but that's your body saying it's probably time to stop.
Have you ever thrown up after an athletic endeavor?
After, no. During, yeah.
During?
I one time playing hockey, I was on a breakaway and I threw up, and I had to continue the play.
You threw up in your helmet?
Well, I kind of threw up in my mouth and then had to swallow it while I finished the play. So.
It's just like,
it was terrible. It was really it sucked.
Yeah, we would run in the Army because they made us run for like a test, so we had to run as fast as I could. Every single time I would end the run and just puke everywhere. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what is crazy? I like the sensation. I love it. When I throw up and come back, it's like, yeah.
You're like, I know I worked hard enough. Is that how you feel?
Okay.
That's intense.
That is intense. I'm curious to know what you think are some common mistakes that competitors make in preparing mentally or on the mats, for that matter, leading up to competition.
I think the worst mistake is compare yourself. You know, we can compare yourself to anyone. Like, I used to do it. I think the beginning of my black belt, it was compared to my, like, oh, look at me, like, I'm not world champion. I'm not like.
Who were you comparing yourself to?
I think that the girls that is multiple times world champion, like Bia Mesquita, you know, I looked to her like, oh fuck, she's 9. I think was 9 times that time, 9 times world champion. So, and look at me, like I'm not world champion.
Had you just gotten your black belt when you started thinking like that, or had?
Yeah, because like when you get the black belt, everything starts, you know. So
Everything starts as in what do you mean by that?
I think before the black belt, you can do mistake. Like you can do mistake during your mat. In the black belt, no. Like it's crazy how, like, when I watch some fight I did, it's so crazy how one little mistake, it's everything for my opponent, you know?
Right.
Like I'm winning, but like the Nogi Wars. Like the Nogi Wars was like that. I was winning 9 minutes.
In your finals match, right?
1 minute left. I pulled to the close guard. We were in a short distance, and she was looking for the knee cut whole time. I knew it, but it was playing the open guard so good. I was confident, you know, playing guard, and like I pulled to the close guard, we were in a short distance, so it was easier to she get the knee cut, you know. So one little mistake,
Yeah.
you know, bye.
And
See you next year.
right. So
Yeah.
it's only so like there's more room to make mistakes at lower belts.
Yes.
You can't make the same mistakes in a black belt match.
For sure.
What is there more pressure like as a black belt now? Because when you say that everything starts when you're a black belt, does that mean that everything leading up to your black belt, like all of your matches at blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, are those erased? Like, is that gone and then your new career starts at black belt? Or like, what do you mean?
No, I mean like from your white belt and brown belt, how can I explain it? You were in a preparation for the real time.
Yeah.
I see.
You
I
know?
see.
So sometimes I hear, like, sometimes I'm talk with Jess. She's brown belt, and she's like, "Oh, I'm more about when I get my black belt." And like, hey, no. Enjoy your brown belt. Enjoy it, please. Do more than 100%. Like at this moment, you
Yeah.
know, because the black belt is, it's not like only harder, but you have to look for your improvement all the time, you know, all the time. Like you, like me, I have to study. I didn't study before, so it's like if I'm a high level competitor, it's like the tournament push me to, hey, you have to improve this, you have to improve that, you know. And like the other belts is the same, but I think you can get a scramble during your brown belt, and then you have a chance to get out, you know, in a good position and pass, sweep, win. But like in a black belt, it's so little,
Yeah.
you know.
What I'm hearing is the margin for error is much smaller.
Yeah, everybody's like is training so hard. Everybody's studying you,
Right.
you know. So, and for the lower belts, you can see names right there in your bracket, but most of the time you don't know them.
Right,
you know?
Right.
Black belt for worlds, Penims,
you know
right?
that.
You know them,
Like,
yeah.
hey, that guy, hey, that guy.
here's-
So,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, people look at the bracket and they see Thamara Ferreira in there, right? They're like, this is like, it's not like me. I'm a blue belt for people listening, watching. Like, I'll just go to these tournaments and it's just like random people who train sometimes during the week, or like a
Right.
dad with, 3 kids who doesn't really go out and compete that much.
But it's so good because you are prepare yourself to the black belt, right? That's why you don't need rush right now. You just need be at the moment and then do like as much you can, you know. And for sure, like when you get the black belt, you'll be ready. Like you'll be like the best version of Josh, you know.
Is that what you would tell your younger self? Did you, as a blue belt, did you think the way that you're thinking about it now?
I kind of. I enjoy a lot like each belt, you know. Sometimes I thought, oh, and when I will be black belt. But I think that the moment pull me back, you know, like, oh, like tournament tomorrow, like, oh, that girl, you know, I have to think about, I think I have to think like a blue belt. I have to think about purple belt, you know, I have to think about brown belt. And now I have to think about black belt.
Got it.
Right?
On the topic of knowing your opponents, or knowing, especially at the black belt level,
Yeah.
do you study your opponents?
I should study more, you know. I can study just a little bit, but if I stay like too much long, I get crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, this girl is so good, you know.
Right. Okay.
So does it freak you out?
Not figure out, but I kind of I miss me, you know. Like,
Oh, you stop thinking about yourself?
yeah,
right,
like
okay.
I leave me to the side. So why?
Right.
Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
It's me, you know. Like, I have to work on me, not on her, you know. And it's nice because you can be there competing, like, oh, I trust in my game. I'm the best. No, like I said, it's black belt, high level, so I have to study a little bit, but not too much like me for Thamara. Not too much because I'm gonna get crazy, because everybody has something good, you know. And
So you have a level of respect for your opponents.
yeah, so kind of I know what they have like good. But I always try bring to me, you know, like, Thamara, okay, what do you have to improve, or like, what is your best, you know, like gore, top, standing up, you know. I always try like work on me, you know.
Right.
I can't control them.
Right.
But I can't control like what I can do right now or right there, you know, at the tournament. So.
Right. And what I'm hearing is there's a fine line as far as studying your opponents. And this is something that I've learned over the last year or two, is like, before I wouldn't study anybody at all, not partially because at lower belts you don't have a lot of data to go off of, but because I would get in my own head and I would get so freaked out, and then I would think too much about the other person, and then I just wouldn't perform. But over the last year, what I've started to do is, you know, as the bracket comes out, I'll go through and I'll watch at least 1 or 2 matches from everybody, so that I can piece as many parts of the puzzle together before I ever step on the mat. That way I know if somebody's going to pull guard, I'm like, okay, I know this guy likes to pull guard every time. I know what to expect. And that way I can start a little bit further ahead in the game versus starting from zero, which would be the other side of the coin, you know, not studying at all. You know, so you have not studying at all, not knowing anything, or studying too much. Then you get in your own head, you start thinking too much about the other person. I think there's that fine line, and that's what you're talking about, right? Is figuring out what the right amount is, and then knowing enough, but not getting outside of your preparation.
Yeah.
I think it's the balance. You have to find the balance. If you watch too much your opponents, like, hey, you are doing wrong, you know, like the focus is on you, not on your opponents, you know.
I think that's a good point too, and I think there's different levels of studying that you can do. So like at your level, for example, you're going to have a bunch of well-known black belts that you can go watch footage for, and you can develop like a strategy for dealing with that opponent, right? And then as you go kind of down but still like high in the ranks, like at brown belt, there's plenty of matches for you to pull from, so you can piece together what people are going to do. And then like at another level of studying, I think for like newer, because sometimes if I'm at a tournament or something, somebody might ask me if like I'm going to watch some of the matches in my bracket beforehand, and I almost treat that as like a quick little study session, because there's things that you can know ahead of time so that you can decide what you're going to do, right? Like if you go watch the first 2 competitors in your bracket, and you can see who's a guard puller and who's like the guy who's looking for takedowns, right? So then that can just help you, like bringing the control back to yourself. You can develop your strategy based on what you've seen that they're doing, right? And then you don't have to go past that and start getting in your own head and like obsessing over everything they're doing, right? Which sounds like a balance, I guess, as well.
It's the balance. You know what? My first think my first match, like great match in my black belt, was against Beatriz Mesquita. So it was me, like, just got my black belt against 9-time world champion. My mind was like,
Oh, you just got your black belt
Yeah.
and you're about to compete against a 9 times
Yeah.
world champion.
Yes.
Was this like your first?
First match at black belt or first tournament at black
was
belt?
not I think was the great match, like the, how can I say, like with famous
Yeah. Okay.
girls,
So it's
like
your
high-
first
yeah.
very memorable match.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So I remember my professor Gigo. He was saying to me during the trainings, like, "Hey, work in the close guard. She has a great close guard." I remember me, and I'm this way, like, would be with Gigo, my dad, Kyle, would be with anyone. He said about her close guard, and then I answered him like, "Hey, I'll not drill close guard. I'm not gonna drill defend the close guard. I will not let she close
Don't
the
let her
guard
get
on
the
me,
guard,
you
right.
know? and that's my mindset. And I was fighting with her. She closed the guard. She like spent 10 seconds maybe, and then I get out. Same thing for every match. If I study too much the girl, or like, she has a nice close guard, she has a nice armbar, she has,
Oh yeah.
I get crazy.
Yeah.
I step in the match and like, she's good. And like, what about me?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you only start trying to like defend her armbar or something, and then you
Yes.
stop.
And like,
Right.
why?
Right. You stop playing the game.
Another funny story was I fought against Claudia Doval at Fight to Win. I think it was my first. No, yes, it was my first match in the black belt. I got my black belt. The first match, like great match, was against Claudia Doval at Fight to Win. And I remember she's so good in omoplata. She's like the omoplata girl, And I used watch her like fighting, winning the worlds, and the people around me was like, "Hey, watch out with the omoplata." It was like, I know.
Stop saying that. Stop. I know already.
I know. And I didn't train how to defend omoplata. I know how to defend omoplata. And like,
Right.
my goal is not let her do the omoplata.
Right.
Just it, I remember during the fight, I was like, with my elbow so close. One side, the next day was like so sore.
Yeah, just
Because
from
it was like,
hitting it to your ribs. Yeah.
And that was good, but like how my mind was like, omoplata, like, no, I have to fight,
Right. Yeah.
I have to fight, not against the omoplata, but like, I have to fight,
Yeah.
Yeah. With Elizabeth Clay, everybody around me, like the first time we fought, oh, she's so good on the feet, like with the legs, and like, okay, I know. But like, I was ready to be there, like, doesn't matter if she's good on that. I have to defend, I have to attack, I have to,
You have to play your game.
It's not one goal, like defend.
Right.
Like, I have to be there,
Yeah.
like defend, attack, defend, attack.
What I'm hearing is, there's a difference between playing to win and playing not to lose.
Yeah.
And if you take that advice, or just watch out for the omoplata or watch out for the leg locks, and that's all you do, then you're all of a sudden playing not to lose
Yeah.
and not playing to win, which is ultimately how you win. Right?
Yeah.
You have to play to win, without the fear of losing, but you have to play to win, not to lose. So
That's it. And it's so funny too, because I remember it was 10 minutes and only submission. So she's so good in submissions. It was like 10 minutes defend. Oh no, like I have to figure out like how I'm gonna fight, because like there's no points, right? So doesn't matter if I do something, like, right? So, and she I know she's so good on guard. She's so like, flexible, and if you step in inside, she will take it, So we have to be smart. I knew it. So I just was thinking, I'm gonna fight 8 minutes, just like get in and get out, get in, get out. When it's 2 minutes left or 1 minute left around it, someone tell me like, hey, it's 1 minute left, like just go, because I was planning 1 minute left, just try like everything I can, you know, like I'm gonna get the submission like somehow, I don't know how, but like I have to. And then we get a scramble. She got like straight full lock, heel hook, and I just got the toe hold. I remember like I have to finish this. Like I will not switch for anything. I have to finish right here. And then works, you know. So was something like, okay, I'm good. 1 minute left, I'm gonna get it. So if I think the whole mat, oh my gosh, she's gonna get my foot, she's gonna get my foot, she's gonna, of course,
Yeah.
she was,
Right.
you know.
Right.
So
You almost make it happen by trying to like defend something so much. It's almost as though you allow them to do it to you.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That happened to me recently also. There's a guy in my division who's really good at footlocks, Spencer.
The
Spencer.
guy is not Josh. He's
not
not
me.
he's not referring to himself.
It's not me.
He's-
I do have a tattoo of a lock on my ankle for people watching this. Have you seen that?
No, no.
I have. Hold on.
it
We got to
on
blur
camera?
out my feet on camera.
Whoa, that's so funny.
Jess has a blade on her shoulder for
yeah.
omoplata, shoulder
Yeah.
blade. Yeah.
I think Jess has
Yeah.
the same, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because she got, and then Riddell has a bar on his arm for
Oh my
arm bar.
goodness.
A bunch of nerds, yeah. But the same thing happened to me. I was in the bullpen and I was in the finals match with him, and I was like, "Oh, he's been ankle locking everybody. That's my favorite move." And I'm like thinking of a specific strategy just to like negate his ankle lock. I'm thinking, and I get ankle locked in like 10 seconds into the match. And it's almost like a self-fulfilling
Yeah.
prophecy.
Yep.
And it sounds like what you're saying is like
Yeah,
you have
like
to play you have to play your game, right? You
Make you blind, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Make you blind.
uh
Yeah. You want to get into hot takes?
hot takes.
Okay. So we were talking about it before. I'll re-explain the rules.
Oh my God, please.
I'm going to give you a topic, and then Josh will monitor the timer. You'll have 20 seconds to tell us what you think. Do your best. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion.
Oh my God, let's go.
Okay?
You're saying beforehand that you were nervous about the 20 seconds having to say it in English. Are you still nervous?
Yeah.
More or less than a championship
No more,
bout?
because you just said, like, now's the time. So.
Okay. All right, cool.
Feel free if your brain breaks for a second, you can switch to Portuguese. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just want to hear your opinion.
All right, ready?
Hot takes. Hot takes.
First one. BJJ warm-ups.
Go.
Bom pra caramba. I can say in English. Wait.
You got 10 more seconds.
Oh my God. Just warm up, guys. Avoid injury.
Okay.
That sounds like the professional response.
Yeah.
Sounds like somebody told you to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 seconds.
All right, next one. Where is the best BJJ being practiced right now?
Go.
In the world.
Go.
This room.
This
Oh.
room.
This room.
Y'all heard it here first. It's in this room.
Literally in this room, it's just us three, a blue belt, Matt, and then
Whoa, easy. Come on.
Trill. 2 times in, like 2 minutes, the wall comes to in, you know?
Okay.
That's it.
Porrada.
Porrada.
Oh, that was time. I took over your hot take. Okay.
All right, next one. Leg locks for lower belts.
Go.
No comments. Like, don't do it, guys. Please wait for your moment.
Josh is not happy with
I'm
that.
not happy.
Not happy because you like leg locks.
It's not that I like them. It's just that I have it tattooed on my
Like,
ankle.
you can do it, you know, like
I didn't have a choice.
but you can do it with like brown and black belt, but not with your
Yeah.
like
Got it.
friends
So-
blue,
Yeah.
Right.
purple.
Yeah,
Like,
right. That
Right.
makes sense. Okay.
Okay. The next one is BJJ nicknames.
Go.
Who has the best and worst nickname in the sport?
Oh my God, it's so hard.
She's gonna get herself in trouble too.
Mike Rose.
Mike Rose?
Yeah,
Mikey Rolls. Mikey Rolls. That's a good one.
Mike Rose.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Funny.
Yeah,
Shout
yeah.
out Mikey Rolls.
I'm a big Mikey fan. So cool.
20 seconds.
Cool. That's a good one. I'll say my least favorite is Pat Shigali's The Adult Slayer. I think that's kind of stupid in my opinion. And that's coming from somebody, he could probably beat me, I would imagine, with the way he plays the leg locks, but
you can still have your opinion on his
that's
nickname.
true. And his nickname is kind of shitty.
My favorite one is Megaton.
Megaton is a good one.
Mostly because it's very close to Megatron, which I accidentally called him Megatron
Yep.
from the Transformers. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
That's
That's
a good one.
Yeah.
He's also a
20 seconds
beast.
make me... so...
That's okay. No worries. All right. Last one. Cross training at other BJJ gyms.
Go.
Bate em todo mundo.
Bate todo mundo.
Porrada. Don't accept anything.
For us English speakers, what does that? Beat everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Porrada, kill
Porrada.
everybody. Okay.
All right. Cool. Very good. That was it. That's hot takes. You made it through. Good job. Thamara, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you better and your story and your mindset. I've had the pleasure of working with you in the gym. We haven't trained too much together on the mats, but I can honestly say that you're one of the kindest people that I've ever met. I know Josh mentioned that earlier. You ooze gratefulness. Like you feel it's never, I never feel like you take anything for granted. I feel like you're very, very appreciative and grateful for everything that you have in life, and it shows. So let's leave it here before we head out. Where can people find you if they ever wanted to reach out or ask questions about competition?
What do you mean,
Like what are your Instagram handle or anything like that?
Guys, just reach me on Instagram. One Thamara, because it's just one for sure.
That's perfect.
And I want to say thank you, Josh, and thank you, Matt. It's so good to be here. Even my English is not too good, I'm not fluent.
You're doing great.
But
great,
it's so good. I was so comfortable talking with you guys. It was so funny, and yeah.
Cool.
I'm so happy to be here.
Glad you had a great time.
Yeah. Very glad.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah, very great to have you. It's always a pleasure getting beat up by you at in class or usually at open mat. That's why I didn't go to open mat today. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Great talking to you. And yeah.
Cool. Thanks for listening to another episode, everyone. If you enjoy this podcast, like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us at Thanks for the Roll on Instagram and TikTok. Give us 5 stars, write us a review wherever you listen, and share this episode with someone you think would benefit from it. See you next time. Thanks for the roll.
Thanks for the roll.
Thank you.
Finally, the glasses.